Welcome back to the gun dungeon. Got another reloading and rambling here for you today. Sitting here loading up some of these little powder puff 30 super carries. And I know you probably think all 30 super carries are powder puff, but that's not necessarily the case. These are a 100 grain coated lead bullet with some HP 38. Traveling, they're subsonic, around 900 feet a second or so. I did a little short on them, so if you watch that, you'd know. But you can see them here, little fellas. I think this bullet was actually designed for the 327 or the 32 H&R mag, or pretty sure it's designed for a revolver cartridge anyways. You can see that it don't seat all the way to the seating or where the crimp ring would be on the bullet. But that's the length that I want for the 30 super carry. And the bullets work out fine. They shoot accurately, no problems whatsoever. They just look kind of silly. But it's a good cheap little option for a round that's not really all that cheap if you're just purchasing plinking ammo. But to the point, small little round we're loading here kind of has... Oh, that's one thing that I don't like that I found loading 30 super carry is the shell holder that they sent with these dies. I'm pretty sure it's not meant for 30 super carry. They've just shoehorned that shell holder into working here, and it works somewhat, but if I don't hold it dead center with my finger when I come down, and then if there's any upward pressure like seating a primer, it'll pop out of the shell holder. So that's a pain in the butt. Let me see if I can replicate that real quick. So coming down I have to put my finger here. I'm not going to do it on this one. Put my finger there. It'll seat just fine. And then if I don't hear, I will throw powder everywhere. I just kind of hold it in place, put pressure on it so I can see the bullet. Now watch this. When I come down, I try to do it where you can... What's going to make me a liar? Let me wiggle it out of the way just a little bit so it's not centered. And this one's going to make me a liar. Anyways, when I'm not trying to show you, 9 times out of 10, if I don't push it and hold it in the shell holder a little bit just to keep it perfectly aligned, it'll pop out. But anyways, back to what I was saying, I'll probably do it 3 or 4 times throughout this video. Small round here brings me to the point of what I wanted to talk about. It is deer season in Kentucky, and I kind of wanted to talk about 223 or 5.56 for deer hunting and what my opinions are on it. And right off the bat, I will just go ahead and say, is it capable of taking a deer? Yes. A 22 long rifle is capable of taking a deer. And I know you know what I'm going to say next. That doesn't mean that it's ideal. Now, there are options in 223 that make it more ideal, in my opinion. I think I think it's a 60 grain partition bullet in 223 is probably going to be one of the better options if you have to use 223 to deer hunt. But where I hunt, I don't like not having much of a blood trail because it's pretty thick area, brushy, can easily lose a deer because you can't just track them. I mean, I'm not Tonto. I can't just track just on footsteps. I need a blood trail. In 223, you're not going to get much of a blood trail. And if you don't use the right bullet, you're not even going to get an exit wound. So you're going to have a teeny tiny 22 entry hole. That's it. You're not going to have much of a blood trail. So that's one of the big faults that I have with hunting with 223. I know several people that's killed deer with 223. I've killed a deer with a 223. I've done it with a neck shot. It's very capable in that manner. You put one in the neck, it ain't going anywhere. You don't even have to worry about tracking. Oh, look at that case. See how it's cockeyed? About lost it. And it's full of powder. But anyways, if you put one in the neck, yeah, you don't have to worry about tracking. But you gotta know your limitations too. What ranges can you do that at? Do I want to be shooting at a deer at 300 yards with a 223? Probably not. Are you gonna be able to put one in the neck of a deer with a 223 at 300 yards? be honest with yourself now. I know a lot of people, oh, I put one right in the eyeball at 600 yards with my Winchester 94 30-30. Told you I'd do it again. I'm going to call BS, but, you know, if you think that's your abilities, go for it. I just don't believe you if you say that. So, I mean, and I get the allure of using a 223, especially in the AR-15 platform. I personally believe that the AR-15 platform is one of the best entry hunting rifles for children, small women, small statured people in general. I firmly believe that. You can adjust the stock to fit them. They're fairly lightweight, easy to use. I mean, so modular. I firmly believe that a AR-15 is an excellent rifle for someone just getting into hunting that's fairly small. My daughter hunts with an AR-15, but she also hunts with one chambered in 300 blackout, and I don't let her take a shot that's further than 100 yards. We use a 110 grain Hornady CMX bullet. I think they're just CMs now, but I have a bunch of the old GMX bullets, but I think it's CM now or something like that, or maybe CX. But I have a bunch of the old GMX bullets stocked up, and it's a monolithic bullet, exit hole every time, good blood trail every time. She's killed big bodied bucks with it, exit hole every time. 6.5 Grendel is another great option in the AR-15 platform for smaller people, because there's not a lot of recoil, and I get that. That's why a lot of people want to use 223, is because of the recoil. Well, 6.5 Grendel, 300 blackout, they're not going to have a noticeable amount more recoil, in my opinion. There'll be a little bit, but not enough to amount to anything, in my opinion, at all, especially 300 blackout. Now, when you start getting up into 350 Legend, 450 Bushmaster, 50 Beowulf, all great rounds to deer hunt with, and they, you know, put out a lot more energy, but you're going to get more recoil. So like I said, I understand the desire to use 223 or 5.56, and you can. I'm not saying it won't do it. It's just, in my opinion, it's not ideal. And a lot of people will choose, if you don't know any better, people will choose a 55 grain hollow point or soft point or something like that. You're not going to get an exit wound. You are not. Even if you miss all bone, there's a really, really good chance that bullet's just going to come apart. It's going to break up inside. You're not going to get an exit wound. You're not going to get a blood trail. But like I said, there are applications where, you know, if that's all you got, use it. Just know your limitations. Know your limits on the ranges. Know you have to make a good shot. You have to make a very good shot. There's been a lot of deer shot, wounded, lost, just left in the woods because nobody could find them because you use an underpowered round or made a bad shot with even a big round. So just make sure you know what you're capable of. If you're going to use a 223 to deer hunt with, you've got to be able to put one right in the boiler room where you know that deer is going to fall within eyesight. It's the only way you're going to guarantee that you're going to recover the deer. Whether it's a neck shot and it drops right there, or a heart shot. I've seen deer around 100 yards with even a heart shot from 30-06. But if you can see 100 yards and see where it drops, you ain't got to worry about it. Or if you're Tonto and you can track the footsteps of a running deer just with your own skill, go for it. That ain't me. I can't. I have a hard time following blood trails most of the time, unless it's just a big red highway. But like I said, there are applications where if that's all you got, use it, but know the limitations. But if you're starting from scratch and you're going to get an AR to deer hunt with, get a 6.5 Grendel. Even the 6mm arc that just came out, it's a little bit more expensive to shoot. 300 blackout even. Just know you're, with 300 blackout, after about 100 yards, we start getting pretty sketchy on that one. But inside of 100 yards, you've got more energy than a 5.56. And don't argue that one. I've got a video on it. Go find it. I show we do all the ballistics testing, velocities, all that good stuff. And even with a 10.5-inch barrel, all kinds of fun stuff on my channel if you go digging. But, you know, 300 blackout up close is going to have a lot more energy than 5.56. And you got a bigger bullet, a heavier bullet, going to have a better chance of getting an exit wound. But anyways, I'm going to continue to load up on some of these little fellers. Let me hear what your thoughts are down in the comments. I'm sure somebody watching this is just chomping at the bit to tell me about this monster buck that they shot with a 5.56 or a 223. And I don't doubt it one bit. Like I said, it is capable. It's just not ideal in my opinion. A lot of states, it's not even legal. It is in Kentucky, but that doesn't mean that it's ideal. Anyways, that's what I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Go check out my sponsors and the links below. Got a lot of affiliate sponsors now. Been really ramping up on getting some sponsorship for the channel, so that's pretty exciting. Got Target Sports picked up now. Of course, Vetter's been a long time sponsor of the channel. Got some affiliate stuff below with Infinity Holsters, Sig Sauer, Mira Safety, which has like gas masks and all kinds of cool stuff like that. But yeah, go down in the comments, check those out. Just go click on the link and look around. It helps my channel out if you go look around by using my link. So anyways, guys, till next time, stay tuned.